Welcome to Navigating the Customer Experience. Want to improve your organization's customer service? Looking for insider tips to knock your customer socks off? Then you're in the right place. Here's your host, Yannick Grant.
Welcome to Navigating the Customer Experience. On today's episode, our guest is Neil Leyland. Neil is a Chief Contact Center Strategist at InterVision, and he is an exceptional PMP and Six Sigma Black Belt certified senior level program leader and a proven problem solver. A highly motivated achiever with a career history in sales and operations management for international multi-unit retail operations. Possessing excellent interpersonal, presentation, written, and verbal communication skills, which are used to solve problems, consult on technology projects, and develop long-term collaborative relationships. So without further delay, sit back, plug your earphones in, and let's jump right into this conversation with Neil. Welcome, Neil.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
All right, Neil, could you share with our listeners a little bit about your journey, how you got from where you were to where you are today?
Yeah, of course. So I have, you can probably tell I'm not from the US, although I'm based here now. Finishing up from university, I went straight into working for Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Probably 20 or so years with them. Worked from the main counter at a rental office all the way through to leading an area. Then I moved countries during that time and started working more on the technology side and being far more strategic as opposed to tactical. Then settled in St. Louis, got married, had kids, and then moved through several different companies, picking up good and bad practices along the way. And I've ended up at just coming up to 12 months now with InterVision.
Now, could you tell our listeners a little bit about InterVision, what they do, and what your role at InterVision is?
InterVision is an AWS Premier Tier partner. We specialize in transforming contact centers through our flagship product, Connective CX, powered by Amazon Connect. We also integrate AI to deliver seamless omni-channel engagement. We address common pain points for call centers, like reducing call volume and the costs associated. We do this through improving agent efficiency and also enhance customer satisfaction. We can be found at intervision.com.
My role within InterVision, I would say, is a contact center evangelist. So I work with clients and look at problems that they face and then help them find what is either the best operational or technological solution to best satisfy customers' needs or solve problems that the companies have in satisfying those needs. So tying together my history working in retail as well as time in technology and sort of blending the two to give what people consider to be a best-in-class solution for them.
All right. So you are in the contact center space, and your strategy is to ensure that you have a holistic approach using AI and machine learning. Two very popular words that are being used very frequently in the CX space. What are when you say holistic approach using AI and machine learning, can you explain to us what that means? Is it that robots are going to replace human beings, or are you looking more from a support side? Like, just tell us how it is that you actually see it working.
Yeah, of course. I think it's actually good to approach it from a journey perspective, if you will. So if you think about somebody has a transaction, whether that be online or in person, and then they need some level of support. So they come through to a contact center. And at that point, contact centers have really embraced AI and machine learning to help customers come through and get a better level of experience. So whether that be at the starting point when they answer the phone, you can have chatbots either on the website or on the IVR that are able to answer and interact with customers and provide them with quick hit answers and potentially resolve problems for them quickly and efficiently. Now, that's one use of AI. Well, people say, well, is that going to replace people? I don't think it does, because it solves the simple problems AI and ML doesn't have the ability to solve. So when people do get to an agent or somebody on the phone, or whether a chat or send an email and get a reply, the agents are able to spend that little bit more time to solve a problem. So it elevates the customer experience, even though it's not necessarily AI based. When you think about that side, though, you get AI does weave its way in there and provide agents with the ability to serve customers or callers better. So you get crazy things like there are AI tools out there now that will listen to the conversation, will understand the context of it, understand the ask, and serve up knowledge or information to the agent real time so they can better solve the problem. So it will literally know this customer sounds like they have a question about X. Here's the most common answers to X. Is this the right thing to say? And serve that up to the agent. So the agents might not have any real experience of the problem, but they've got a proven history of other people being able to solve that question or a very similar question quickly and efficiently, and they can copy it. And then that really helps agents appear to be more efficient, more friendly, and for everybody that's listening, everyone's been put on hold. Right? No one likes to be put on hold, or I don't know the answer to that, let me transfer you. That can go away, which is really, really profound and gives a perception of quality well and above the norm. And then the other side of it that's kind of cool is you can have sentiment monitoring. So if somebody's listening to this call, the AI or ML in the background will be monitoring it, and they can flag calls to supervisors or to other people to say, hey, Neil's really happy with this call. Neil's unhappy with this call. We might need some help. Somebody may need to join this call because Neil's struggling with it. So it basically not only gives the ability to empower people and have them answer questions well, but it gives them monitoring so that people can actually get involved and engaged and help customers that have got problems and prevent issues, if that makes sense.
Yes, it absolutely does. I attended a conference, I think it was the 1st and 2nd of May, hosted by a company called CX Outsourcers Mindshare. They brought together, I believe, close to 80 persons from all over the world, from all different continents, that were in the contact center space. And my role at the event was I sat on a podcast panel with a podcaster from Brazil and one from South Africa talking about, the influence of podcasting on customer experience and the impact that it will have in the contact center space. One of the things that I found fascinating at the conference, and this was predominantly, I believe, I know in the Caribbean for sure, and definitely in Africa, and you can let me know what your feedback is based on your exposure and experience, that hiring in terms of recruitment was a big issue that they were facing in the contact centers, and trying to integrate AI, and more importantly, as it relates to recruitment, ensuring that as they go forward and AI is more integrated into the whole process of solving customers' problems, having AI do the more simplistic activities and tasks, and then having the agents do more complex tasks. Is that a trend that you've seen happening, or is there anything else that you'd like to add to that conversation?
No, it definitely is. It's causing an upskilling or an appearance of upskilling of people that answer the phone or answer the chat. Because when I started in the contact center space, companies would train an agent for 4, 6, 8 weeks, maybe even more, to make sure that they had the skill set and the knowledge to be able to answer not just 80%. So you're absolutely correct that AI and machine learning is having a profound impact on the agents and upskilling, because the ability for machines to take away the simpler tasks means that agents can do things that are more interesting and rewarding, for one, right? So that makes the job more fun. That's an important component, okay? The other side is, years ago, as companies brought people on board, they'd spend weeks and weeks training them. And nowadays, that's just not necessary, because Most companies have invested or are looking to invest in a single pane, so all of the information is shared to them. And when that's augmented by machine learning to provide sensible text or answers or knowledge that's appropriate, agents appear to be more knowledgeable with less training, faster. And that gives a great differentiator for companies that are embracing it. It's a great differentiator. The agents feel valued, enjoy the job, and therefore more likely to be retained. And that skill level is retained. So generally, companies that retain the skill get better over time.
All
and
right.
it also, the other piece is, I think it helps companies attract people because the job is more fun and more rewarding. So the benefit's not only in the people that work there, it's about getting the better talent in the front door as well.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, Neil, could you share with our listeners what's the one online resource, tool, website, or application that you absolutely can't live without in your business?
For me personally, and this is going to sound a little bit old school, I absolutely love using YouTube. And I will go visit YouTube looking for how to build a presentation, looking for information, ways to do things, learnings, classes. I find a great value day to day. I'm looking at YouTube and watching videos on lots and lots of topics continually because I think it's a quick and easy way to learn how to do something new or refine what I am doing based on somebody else's best practices, whether that be consultants that have classes on how to do PowerPoint presentations, or even people that do public speaking regularly and share tips and trades on how they do it. So I use YouTube a lot, and slowly but surely, I think that's starting to be replaced a little bit by TikTok because I like consume 60-second bites as opposed to 20-minute videos, right?
Yeah. All right. Could you also share with our listeners maybe one or two books that you've read that have had a great impact on you? It could be a book that you read a very long time ago, or even one that you've read recently that has impacted you both, well, either professionally or personally.
Okay, so a book that I really enjoyed and got a lot out of is a book called Good to Great by Jim Collins. It's an older, I'll say older book now, but it's been around for a good few years. That definitely influenced my working life because the ideology is all in the title, right? So how can you be better and how can you differentiate yourself or the company you work for and make a difference and then elevate to go from being a good company to a great company or a good employee to a great employee. So that's one of the books that definitely influenced my career. And I really enjoyed the fact it had case studies in there that you were able to look at, read, and understand. And then it gives you that little bit more of a practical application when there's case studies that you can look at.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. Can you also share with our listeners, Neil, what's the one thing that's going on in your life right now that you are really excited about? Either something you're working on to develop yourself or your people.
Okay. I actually I've been with InterVision approximately 12 months. And in that time, we've had a tremendous amount of growth. We are working a significant amount with Amazon on Amazon Connect in the contact center space. And watching how that's changing the contact center space, it is really, really incredible. And with that, they have releases on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, and you see new technologies and new items come out. And it's actually an interesting challenge, making sure that my team is not only at the cutting edge of technology, but what's new and modern today is, for want of a better description, a month old in a month's time. And making sure that my team are kept current and up to date with all of these technology changes, specifically around AI and ML, that's really an interesting challenge because the solutions of a year ago aren't the solutions for today. And I find that both interesting challenge from a business perspective, but it's also rewarding as you get the opportunity to have people do training classes and learnings to make sure that they're at the top of their skill game to be able to deliver the best-in-class products that we like to offer.
Mm-hmm. All right, perfect. Now, our listeners would have tapped into this episode and they'd like to know where they can find you online. Where can they find you online?
So I have a profile on LinkedIn. Search for Neil Leyland. And then you can find details about our company, InterVision, at our website.
And InterVision's website is?
Just confirm. I believe it's intervision.com.
All right. Thank you so much.
Let me just check that if you don't mind.
No problem.
Yeah, InterVision. The company website is intervision.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So we'll have the links to Neil's LinkedIn page as well as InterVision's website in the show notes of this episode. Now, before we wrap our episodes up, Neil, we always like to ask our guests, do you have a quote or a saying that during times of adversity or challenge, you'll tend to revert to this quote? If for any reason you get derailed or you get off track, the quote kind of helps to get you back on track. Do you have one of those?
It's not quite that, but there's a phrase that I often think about in challenges when I'm working with my colleagues or we're looking at a project and how to move forward. And it's directly related to customer service. And it's the tolerance of poor behavior is worse than the behavior itself.
That's such a powerful statement. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. No, I was just going to say, I love it because it's applicable everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in your personal life, you can choose not to go to the gym, or you can go to the gym. In work, you can watch people do things and managers do things or accept things that they shouldn't. And as soon as a behavior becomes ingrained, it's far more challenging to remove it.
Yeah, agreed. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. So we will definitely have that phrase/quote that Neil has provided us with in our episode. So we just want to extend our deepest gratitude to you, Neil, for hopping on our podcast today, sharing about InterVision, about your journey, as well as what you're doing at InterVision, the impact of AI and machine learning, the opportunity that workers have in the centers as agents to upskill their competencies and behaviors so that they can better serve customers and solve problems quicker. It was really a rewarding and engaging conversation, and I want to just extend our deepest gratitude to you. So thank you so much.
Oh, thanks very much for having me. I've really enjoyed the chat.
Perfect. Just want to remind our listeners that you can follow us on X at NavigatingCX, and feel free to join our private Facebook group, Navigating the Customer Experience Community. Until next time, I'm your host, Yannick Grant. We also have a new book available on Amazon, The ABCs of a Fantastic Customer Experience. It's available in ebook and paperback. So if you want to increase revenue in your organization, build a stronger service culture, and create employees or develop employees who are really mastering service delivery in your business, you need to grab a copy of this book. Until next time, I'm your host, Yannick Grant.
Thanks for listening. For more awesome resources to take your customer service game to another level, head over to navigatingthecustomerexperience.com. See you next time.